Okay, hello everyone, here in another fantastic episode of Fika Podcast. We continue with this number of episodes. We have been having international guests, and this is a fantastic moment where we have decided to invite such a great person, such an influential person. But before getting into the nitty-gritty, I will have to ask you to push to hit the button, subscribe button, so that you can get this content in the future. And not only that, but also if you find that these conversations are really adding up, please do not forget to share this information and this content with someone else in your network or someone else in your family who might be interested on doing this type of activity, this type of industry, this type of ecosystem where everyone is an entrepreneur. So thank you for being with us. Grab a cup of coffee, make sure it is hot, and buckle up and get ready for another great conversation with a fantastic person. So the person we have decided to invite today, her name is Eliava, and she is the head of Oriflame in Ukraine. Of course, she does more things, but she's everything. But she's also the head of Oriflame in Ukraine. A very influential leader, very hardworking, exceptional colleague of ours, great friend. And of course, you may suspect why have we decided to invite such a person to the stage. So welcome, Nana. Please say a few words to the Fika podcast audience so that they get to know you a little bit more. Who you are, what has your journey with Oriflame been over the last years?
Oh my God, thank you so much, Santiago. It's an amazing pleasure for me to be the part of your amazing Fika project. And hello, Mexican and Latin American leaders. It's my absolute honor to be today with you. And I've heard so many great things about you, and I'm so impressed about leadership of Santiago. He's an amazing colleague and a true legend in Oriflame. So once again, thank you so much for being together, part of this amazing project. Yes, my name is Nana Eliava, and I'm Georgian. And my experience in Oriflame lasts already for 7 years. But I always say that 1 year counts as 5 in Oriflame. So I feel myself quite experienced because we have so many great things during the year. You never get bored in Oriflame. That's 100%. And I've been working for many different international companies. I started working when I was 16. And I came to Oriflame, and I cannot count Oriflame as my job. So that is my life, that is my love, that is my passion, that is where I really feel myself surrounded with amazing colleagues and amazing leaders. And in Oriflame, being a leader for leaders, it's something exceptional. And I am a mom of 7 years old Max, who is Ukrainian guy. I'm a happy wife, married, and we raised this wonderful kid together with my husband. And I think in my life, one of the greatest decisions was to join Oriflame. And I want here to share that the 3 amazing words which made my final decision to join Oriflame was togetherness, passion, and spirit. And that was the 3 words which I read on the website when I started to check where I was called to work. And I thought, oh my God, if this company is really about this togetherness, spirit, and passion, that's the place where we want to spend all my life. So that's why I'm so much happy to be part of this team.
Nana, thank you for saying that. I think that it was Oriflame the one who won when you decided to join us. So thank you for that. Nana, that in these Fika conversations, we get into very turbulent waters, and this is no exception. So I don't want this Fika podcast to become a geopolitics forum. This is not what it's meant to be. However, I know, because I heard it, that you played a very, very crucial role when the war started in February 2022 in Ukraine. So can you briefly tell us a little bit what you did, or how did you manage to control or to handle this crisis along with your leaders in Ukraine?
Yeah, so we went through and are going through quite a turbulent time now. But in the beginning, as you can imagine, and dear leaders, as you all can imagine, it was a total shock for everyone. We had some kind of the moments of being lost, uh, and that's kind of a natural thing. But what is the greatest thing is in Oriflame is that leadership reveals. It actually reveals when you are really, really in a hard
In
times.
adversity, yeah.
Absolutely. And yeah, and leadership revealed in the best way, was revealed in the best way, not only from the company side, but from the leader side. And I want to say there are two main things because we were totally closed during several catalogs. We're not able to operate at all. We closed the warehouse. We didn't have any imports, so nothing, absolutely nothing. But Oriflame did an amazing thing to support the leaders, to support our community. And we had everyday meetings just supporting us that we are a great community here and we definitely get out of this difficulty together. And I want to say the two main things which really helped us to go from shut down to a quite successful business back again. And the first thing was that we had an amazing heritage of knowledge. We still have an amazing product. And we realized that no matter what, our product is still on a high demand. People are waiting for us. They really want to have their loved products back. And the second thing was that people still believed in their dreams and they're still believing in their goals. We are very much believing that if you really try hard, no matter how difficult it is, if you really don't give up, the, you will definitely succeed. And we start from absolutely scratch our business in Oriflame. And we closed the first year with already more than 335 new titles. Imagine that. So it really shows that nothing is impossible. And the main thing which helped us to survive and still helping us to survive and overcome difficulty is together passion and the spirit. Because sometimes we take it as granted and it reveals in the very, very hard times. And we cannot imagine how blissful we are to be in Oriflame and what a great role this TSP and community plays because when it's getting so much hard, this is the thing that helps you to survive, helps you to grow, helps you still be happy, helps you still to smile, to energize each other because we are there for each other. And this is the never giving up spirit, clearly seeing your goal, and really in these hard times it's so much difficult to support each other. And TSP, this is what helped us to start from the scratch and do a great business back again.
That's fantastic to hear that, Nana. I heard you when you were on stage in one of the conferences, elaborating and explaining a little bit more in detail what you guys did, and it was absolutely amazing. And this is why we have decided to choose a title for this conversation with you, and the title, of course, is "Having the Heart in the Right Place," because you are the person who really has the heart in the right place. And thank you for that, Nana. And this connects with the following question, which is a follow-up question for the previous. I can only imagine, Nana, that when the war started back in that February. It was only, I don't know, sorrow, sadness, uncertainty, fear. Those were probably the feelings that were amongst everyone's there. But somehow, in the midst of that, people, as you said, did not stop dreaming big. I mean, they kept their dreams, but you managed to reconnect them to those dreams. And despite the fact that the world was crazy and these things were taking place, you managed to reconnect them with the dreams. And of course, because at the end of the day, they needed money. At the end of the day, they needed an opportunity. So can you tell us exactly how did you manage to reconnect them with the dreams back?
Very good question, Santiago. Thank you for that. It was, of course, as I've mentioned already, we were a little bit lost in the beginning. So there was a big uncertainty in the future. So we didn't know where we end up, how fast we will be able to come back and start all the processes which we are having in the normal life. And the icebreaker, or this breaking point, was that we have two choices. We have choice one, just to give up, just to be in that negative mood all the time, or there is another choice, being as strong as never, because now people in Ukraine, they need to be strong. They need to be strong for their families, for their country, for their future. And they were in the absolutely right company to continue to be strong, because we have back our success plan, we have back our products, which are really, I could never ever imagine. We started operations with 140 SKUs, not more than 140 products. We started to pick and pack ourselves. Imagine that all employees, we were in the small warehouse we rented, and we were picking and packing the orders ourselves for our leaders. And we said that we need to win this business. We need to have it back. We need to be as strong as never. We don't have right to betray our families, our friends, our beliefs, our future, because Oriflame is with us. And we are here together with you. So let's bring back our hopes. Let's bring back our future. We started to illustrate what will happen in the future if we are strong. And that was the breaking moment when we really united as a one team, started to work towards our goals, towards success. Because if each of one in Oriflame is successful, the country is successful, and our families are successful. And we had an amazing support from the company, which I and my leaders in Ukraine will never ever believe. We say that we are a great community. We say that Oriflame never betrays the people. But when the hard time comes and they really see that this happening in their real life, in the most difficult period of their life, they really see that Oriflame now with absolutely another eyes. They see that it's such a blessing to be in this company in these hard times, because they will never leave you alone. Never.
Thank you, Nana. I believe that you are you embody really these values. And when we speak about Oriflame, sometimes it is only words, but you made it happen with actions. What you did with the leaders in Ukraine when this thing started, it was just actions. Things that could actually be seen by you doing it, leading by example. This fantastic story of you guys picking and packing the products and the boxes and the parcels with the leaders, that is simply fantastic, because that is what we have to do when we have adversity. So thank you for sharing this story. And I think, Nana, that you have won a privileged place in the history of this company forever, because this is something that only you and your leaders have done, and this is absolutely fantastic. And coming up to the leaders as well, Nana, I would like to, maybe you can briefly say something, because we heard in one of the conferences that there was one top leader that was from the Ukraine, and she was on holidays in Sri Lanka when the war started, and she couldn't really come back. And despite these difficulties and these challenges and this adversity, she managed to grow very rapidly and to become one of the top growing, fastest growing stars in Oriflame. And of course, I don't want to steal the merit from her and to take it away from her, but you played a very important role. So I would like you to briefly tell us the story of Irina, and what did Irina really do to recover so quickly?
So thank you. I think the greatest role is still on Irina's shoulders, because she is our rising star, that's for sure. Yeah, exactly. She was in Sri Lanka when the war started, and they all know that I'm from Georgia. And of course, we were on 24/7 in touch with each other. How are you? What is your family doing, etc. And when I've heard that the war started and I was physically in Ukraine, she was in Sri Lanka, we had a telephone conversation, and she decided to go back with her daughter to Georgia, to my country. So she settled here. And the main thing was that we promised each other that, Irina, we believe in our future no matter what. We don't have right to give up. So we need to start actions immediately right now. So first thing what we did was that we gathered her team all together, and we aligned that we are the team here. If we stand together, then everything is possible for the future. And we were all together. I said, guys, if you promise me that we are together and you stay strong, so I will promise you that Oriflame will be opened as soon as possible. So we need together in that sense. And before we opened, And before we started to pick and pack these 140 SKUs in Ukraine, she already have more than 200 starters waiting for the opening the site and putting imagine 200, more than 200, 240 something. I don't remember exactly the number, but that was shock even for me, because she was saying that we will be back, we will be open, everything will be okay. So we need to be first to get the products which we are waiting for. And as soon as we opened, she had more than 240 registrations during the first hour. And this was the first moment when her success started. And she started to grow with being the leader for the leaders, never being on the negative side of all the story. She was always and is always the true example of leadership. She never talks about the negative things. She has absolute clear system, everyday actions, what to do to recruit, how to do to activate the people, what kind of trainings and education her team needs. And she does it systematically, no matter what. So that is the key of her success. She does it every day, every week, every month, every catalog. She knows how to recruit, and this is in the system. And this is very well cascaded in her organization. Her every director knows what to do and how to do. Every manager knows what to do and how to do. So Sarpia works in a perfect way in her organization. And of course, her positive mindset, her positive attitude. And all this combination really helped her to grow on gold executive title. And she was one of the highest title during the war. She managed to buy a flat in Georgia. She repaired the flat now in Georgia, and she has a second home already here. So I'm so much happy about her success, and I'm so much happy to be a little small part of her success as well.
No, you played a very, very, very important part of that. Everyone recognizes that. We all know that it was not a single person show. It was also you supporting that. So thank you for that, Nana. And let me just tell you, Nana, that you and Irina left us without any excuse. We don't have any excuse whatsoever for not being successful. We have to be successful, because if people like you, in the circumstances that you have described, and also the story that you just shared about Irina, is just showing that all you need is hope, faith, and this strong belief in yourself and in the system and in the company. And if you continue systematically doing the things you have to do, there's no other possible outcome different from being successful. So thank you for that. And approaching to the end, Nana, because I could be talking to you for 2 years, but it would be complicated. But approaching to the end, I have a kind of a complicated question. I am a positive guy, very positive guy, optimistic always. And the question is, how are you gonna celebrate, or what are you planning to do with your leaders to celebrate when the war comes to its end? What are you guys gonna do?
So sometimes the war showed Santiago that so many things in our lives we take as granted. And the biggest thing that we take as granted is the opportunity to meet live, to have a really big celebration. Unfortunately, in these circumstances, all the results are coming from the online work. So we don't have much opportunity to meet live and do these big events and really to celebrate the success, to have the leaders on the stage and really celebrate their success. Unfortunately, because of the current circumstances, we don't have such an opportunity. But I remember before the war started, we had a summit and seminar with all the celebration, and this part more than 1,500 people. And I'm dreaming when the war ends, we will gather almost all Salesforce somewhere in the one place to really celebrate the end of the war and celebrate our success, how great we did during this hard time together, and how great company Oriflame actually is. So I think we gather and we celebrate is in the right way, as we used to have in Oriflame. But at this moment, unfortunately, we cannot do. But we will do it definitely.
But it will happen. It will happen, Nana. I'm sure it will happen. And please do something for us, for the Fika Podcast audience. When that happens, please make sure you can stream some part of that because we want to be part of that. We really want to see our Ukrainian community going together physically, hug each other and tell, looking at their eyes that the nightmare is over. And now it's a new day and it's a new way, and they need to celebrate that they managed to transit all this period with such a great attitude and results. So Nana, thank you. I know this audience, they're going to love this conversation. They're going to love what you said. And thank you for being with us. Promise us one thing. We're going to invite you again. We want to have you one more time in this show in the future. So thank you, Nana, for being with us. And of course, the door is open whenever you want to come to Mexico to inspire us with your stories. We would be more than delighted. So thank you, Nana. Keep the good results that you have been having them, and push because this is why we are here. I send my best regards to your team, to your family, and again, thank you for having been with us. Please, Nana, tell the audience goodbye. Say something as you say goodbye to our audience.
Once again, it's an absolute honor to be with you today, and I'm sending you full of positive energy. And please believe in yourself as much as possible. And me and Santiago, we believe in you more than you can imagine, and we absolutely believe in our future and successful future with Oriflame. Lots of love, hug you all, and I think one day, I see you all alive on some conference all around the world. So hugs and keep moving.
Thank you, Nana. And for you guys, para ustedes, la audiencia de Fika Podcast, gracias por haber estado con nosotros. Un abrazo muy grande y manténganse conectados porque, por supuesto, este contenido es el que tú quieres y el que tú te mereces. Gracias por habernos acompañado. Thank you, Nana. Bye. Take care.